Here is my Singer Spartan, and I want to show you a couple of things. First of all, I have put the Bishop Sewing Systems hand crank back on the Singer Spartan, and I'll tell you why. I went from the 1591 to the 237 again, and my goal with having a one stitch per turn hand crank is to be able to do zigzagging. And what I was finding, excuse me, with the 237 was that the pressure on the feed dogs was a little bit different with the hand crank and the zigzag that was built into the machine. Now, again, that particular machine was dropped, but anyway, I figured it would be better to put this new hand crank back on the Spartan. I've got the zigzag attachment on there, as you can see, and while I was doing that and starting to test that, I wanted to also point out how the circular stitcher by Singer fits on a 3/4 size machine. It's actually about a 4-inch circle, is as small as it can go. Now, if I were going to try to make, this is the 1-inch mark, if I were going to try to make a 2-inch circle, I would need to have this 1 set in the middle of this bar right here. And you can see right here it's not going to go any further. So the 2 is there, so it's about 2 1/8. So it would give me a 4 1/4, 4 1/16, somewhere. I'm not really going to fiddle with it now, but you put your center where you want the center of your circle on this pin. The fabric goes on the pin like that. Then you put the top on the pin, and when you stitch, this turns the fabric so you end up making a circle. Now, even though I can't go smaller than just over 4 inches, I could be doing that with a zigzagger, because unlike the flower foot, which gives you on this machine would give you a straight stitch small circle, the larger circular stitcher can work with a zigzagger attached. The flower foot obviously has to go in the same place that the zigzagger is, and you can't put 2 on the same machine. So there is a circular stitcher, and it's just over 4 inches, is as small as it can go on a 3/4 size machine. But let's get to the zigzagger. Now, I have the cam type Singer automatic zigzagger on there, and I have the blind stitch cam in there. I have the machine plugged in. Tension is on 2. I'm at about 12 stitches per inch, and as I said, I have the hand crank on there. I just did these blind stitches with the motor. So let's do that again. Now, this machine has a new replacement motor on it that I have to break in anyway. It is fast. It's a little bit choppy in the foot pedal, but I want to get used to it. So now I'm not going to unplug the machine. I'm not going to fiddle with anything. The only thing I'm going to do is unfold the hand crank. Now, you saw it had come out about like that. It's because this motor, this foot pedal, is shaking the machine a little, and it's pushing this out. So this might be a candidate that I take the hand crank off if I'm not using the hand crank. But let's see how it does with a zigzag stitch. And I didn't switch anything except I took my foot off the foot pedal. And I'm moving because I don't have the brakes on my wheelchair. So let's do that. Now, I'm actually going to be doing trees with zigzag. But this is a good way to test, and you can't tell the difference. And that when I was doing this with the 237, I was able to tell the difference. I think the built-in zigzagger makes a difference. But this is the row that we just did, the row further away. And you can't tell where I use the motor and where I use the hand crank. And that's exactly what you need if you're going to switch between the two of them. So that's the Spartan with an automatic zigzagger and the Bishop Sewing Systems hand crank.